Assalamu alaikum, I am Ara Zahir and welcome again to another episode of BIPS Talks. Today we've been talking about the funeral diplomacy of Iran. So what if I told you that the most important diplomatic events of 2026 was not a military exercise or a peace conference or a summit, rather it was a funeral. When Iran buried its supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei, the world brought thousands of mourners, foreign delegations, and emotional ceremonies. But beneath this solemn atmosphere, leaders from more than 30 countries and organizations came to pay their last respects to the late leader. But Iran transformed this funeral into more than just a funeral. It became a large diplomatic event. Instead of delivering political speeches, Iran used Quranic verses to deliver messages to every visiting delegation. Each recitation praised sacrifice and victory. Other emphasized righteousness and peace, and a few even subtly criticized the countries or the delegations that were visiting the funeral. So it was diplomacy through religion, symbolism, and history. So perhaps the most talked about event of this funeral was the arrival of Saudi delegation. When the Saudi delegation approached the coffin, the Quranic verses recitated described the famous Battle of Badr, the battle in which small Muslim force defeated a much larger army through divine support. Many observers interpreted this as Iran comparing its recent confrontation with United States and Israel to that historic Islamic victory. The message seemed clear. On one hand, where it shared Islamic history with Iran and Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, it reminded Riyadh that while Saudi Arabia remained closely aligned with Washington during the conflict, Iran believed it had emerged victorious. So this single verse demonstrated how diplomacy can communicate praise, warning, and political symbolism simultaneously. The message became even more interesting on the arrival of Iran's closest allies. These allies include groups such as Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Iraq's Hashd al-Shabi, and even the Taliban received verses centered on martyrdom, steadfastness, divine victory, and keeping faith under pressure. On the arrival of Hamas delegation, verses such as Surah Azab were recitated. The recitations reinforced Iran's long-standing narrative of axis of resistance. So meanwhile, major powers such as China and Russia received much calmer verses, focusing on reassurance, justice, and righteousness rather than warfare. It reflected an important distinction. Iran values these countries as strategic partners, but not necessarily as ideological partners of its resistance network. So, countries like Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt occupied a middle ground. Pakistan delegation received a personal prayer of thanking, asking God for an honorable entrance and honorable exit. This gesture was interpreted by many as a recognition of Islamabad's diplomatic mediation efforts during the conflict. Qatar was another mediator. It received verses highlighting victory, but far more in diplomatic context. Turkey was praised for its sacrifice and determination, reflecting its political support without direct military involvement. One of the most intriguing and interesting messages was received by a Lebanese delegation. Rather than praising the Lebanese government, Iran selected verses emphasizing obedience, sacrifice, and the consequences of failing to answer to the difficult cause. Many analysts view this as an indirect criticism of Beirut's leadership while simultaneously highlighting Hezbollah's role against Israel. So in other words, Iran was not just thanking its friends, rather it was ranking the relationship, rewarding loyalty and recognizing partners, encouraging mediators, and subtly criticizing the governments that it believed had fallen short in the cause of Iran. This funeral reminds us that diplomacy isn't just conducted behind closed doors, and sometimes through verses that carry centuries-old relations and religious significance behind them. So it's safe to say that Iran not only transformed this funeral into a massive spectacle, but rather into a diplomatic stage as well, where it was not just about mourning a leader. it became a geopolitical message to the whole wide world. So let us know your thoughts that were these Quranic messages only a religious tradition, or did they communicate a interesting form of strategic communication? So if you enjoyed the video, do let us know in the comments. This is all from today's video. We'll see you again in another video. Until then, like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.